Pregnancy is a time of joy, but also a time of sacrifice. Because expecting mothers are responsible for another human being throughout these 9 months, they are advised to err on the side of caution in order to keep themselves and their child healthy. Is this to suggest that if your pregnancy test comes out positive, you have to say goodbye to everything you love? No, however, you will need to make some adjustments. Here's a complete list of everything you should avoid when pregnant, and things you can do instead, too. Foods. Food is at the top of the list of do's and don'ts for pregnant women. You should avoid the following foods when pregnant: raw meat and shellfish. Uncooked seafood, think sushi, such as oysters, mussels, and clams. Avoid rare or undercooked meat and fowl as well. These may have toxoplasmosis or salmonella contamination. Deli meat. Deli meats can be infected with listeria, a bacterium that can cross the placenta and damage your developing kid. An infection in pregnancy might cause blood poisoning, which can be fatal to your kid. Fish with high levels of mercury. Fish containing high amounts of mercury include shark, king mackerel, swordfish, and tilefish. Are you curious about tuna? In general, canned chunk light tuna has reduced mercury levels, but it's still best to eat it in moderation. Smoked seafood. Avoid smoked seafood such as lox, kippered fish, jerky, and Nova-style salmon. There is a possibility that this chilled, smoked fish contains listeria. Smoked fish that is shelf-stable or canned, on the other hand, is probably safe. Raw eggs. Be careful of meals containing raw eggs, such as homemade Caesar dressings, hollandaise sauces, mayonnaise, and some custards. Salmonella may be transmitted through raw eggs. Soft cheeses. Because some imported soft cheeses might have listeria, avoid soft cheeses such as Roquefort, feta, gorgonzola, camembert, and brie. Mexican cheeses like queso blanco and queso fresco should also be avoided unless produced with pasteurized milk. Unpasteurized dairy. Unpasteurized dairy products may carry listeria. It may appear extensive, but there are still lots of excellent dietary options available to you during your pregnancy. While eating a well-balanced diet is always vital, it is more crucial during pregnancy. Try to include the following in your daily meal plan. Proteins that are low in fat. Fats that are good for you. A lot of fresh fruits and veggies. Water. Painting. The danger of current household paint fumes hurting your infant is minimal, but it is hard to tell how tiny the risk is. This is because measuring the substances and chemicals your body absorbs during activities like painting is extremely difficult. There has been minimal study of the impact of paint fumes on prenatal infants. According to the limited studies that have been conducted, the risk is exceedingly low. House renovations might increase your lead exposure. If your home was built before 1971, when lead-based paint was still available, get professional guidance before attempting to disturb the paint. Lead-based paint can disperse lead particles into the air and around the house. It is critical that pregnant women and children are not present during lead-based paint restorations. Medications. One of the most important categories of items to avoid during pregnancy is medications and supplements, both prescribed and over-the-counter, OTC. Because your baby shares your blood supply, medications that travel through your bloodstream can cross your placenta and harm your baby's health. There is no medicine that is completely safe to use during pregnancy, although some are necessary and safer than others. Sitting or standing for too long. Staying in the same posture, whether seated or standing, for an extended period of time might be dangerous during pregnancy. It can produce a variety of issues, including swelling ankles and vein issues. Take regular brief breaks to walk around if you've been seated, or to raise your legs if you've been on your feet. Hair dye. Although data is limited, most studies suggest that coloring your hair while pregnant is safe. According to certain research, very high dosages of the chemicals in hair colors may be harmful. However, these dosages are enormous in comparison to the extremely modest quantity of chemicals used in hair dyeing. Many women choose not to color their hair until after the first 12 weeks of pregnancy, when the danger of chemical compounds hurting the fetus is significantly reduced. If you color your own hair or work in a hair salon, you may decrease your risk even more by ensuring that you put on gloves. Leave the dye on for the shortest amount of time possible. Work in a well-ventilated environment. Highlighting your hair by applying the color simply to strands of hair decreases the danger as well. The chemicals utilized are solely absorbed via your hair, not your scalp or bloodstream. Henna and other semi-permanent pure vegetable colors are a safe option.